How quickly would you die in a Quiet Place universe?
How quickly would I die?
How quickly would you die in a Quiet Place universe?
Well, I will live for a while because I am always quiet. Would you though? No.
What's up, Geek Gang?
What's up, Geek folks?
I'm Lainey.
And I'm Jay.
We are talking about
A Quiet Place Day 1.
Don't say a word because, yeah.
I mean, listen. It's not a bad movie, and I'm glad we're gonna talk about it.
Yes,
it's not a bad movie, but there's a duality
to
it. There's a duality to it.
I have my second opinion on it, and let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. That cat dough, that pizza dough, that she's already dead. She's a dead person walking dough.
I don't know. I don't know what to say because I have a two-sided issue about this movie. First of all, the movie is very good, very well played. It spokes on your emotional side, and it has that action sequence in it with the horrific aliens and all that shit.
Hell yeah.
But on the other hand, I was kind of pissed about it. Why? Is because I was more thinking of maybe some survival thing going on with probably a few people who's trying to get to somewhere real quick, but it's been thwarted by these aliens, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like that. Everything was more focused on Lupita's character who had cancer. You know what I mean? So it threw me off. With me overall, I didn't like it. I didn't like the story, the story plot. I didn't like it. I think it was more focused on Lupita's character instead of the invasion itself, which I wanted to see.
Yes,
I
totally agree with that.
It threw me off, and I enjoyed it, but I didn't like it. That makes sense.
That totally tracks. Like, it actually works as if it were a part of an anthology series of A Quiet Place, right? So, like, if this were kind of like Tall Tales Walking Dead, that series, like, that would make sense.
Yeah.
As an introductory of how this whole invasion unfolded, especially as they really point out the noisiest city in the freaking world. I mean, they don't say that, but it is one of them. And you don't really focus on that. You are the backdrop of New York City as the invasion point, and you don't focus on that. You focus on one person. You're not even focusing on a group.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the fact that, please say his name because I'm gonna mess it up.
German Hansen.
There you go. So he's in the second one, and he doesn't get a lot of screen time in the second one. But there's just one that part. But there's one part of it that actually sets up the way the marketing comes out, and because the marketing comes out, you make it seem as if you're going to see his story, and you're going to see that he's going to make his way to those boats. You don't see that shit at all. You just see that he starts the movie and then he ends the movie, and again, like you said, it's about Lupita.
Yeah.
So if you rate it from like an anthology piece, yes, it works as a movie. If you rate it as a day one, what it's supposed to be, as like this is how the apocalypse ended. I totally
you're gonna get thrown off completely, especially if you follow that trailer, because they're continually using that scope in the trailer that it's day one and a few people is trying to seek survival and all of that shit. Trust me, it is way different from that.
Very, but it's well made.
You know what I'm saying?
It is well made. You cannot lie about that.
No, don't get it twisted. It's perfect. It's great. But the beast in me didn't want that.
Yeah,
I agree. What I'm saying?
I totally agree.
I wanted to see more survival, people getting slayed. I
want to see a big group aliens go to zero. Almost. Yeah, you know what I mean? I really wanted that film.
I wanted to see that, and one of the things that I noticed with the movie is that you will see a whole bunch of aliens, especially that scene where they were walking towards the water, the pier
Yes.
to get to the boat.
Yes.
You will see like the aliens on the wall, and they started attacking.
Yeah.
And once it get like really severe, the camera pans away
To the
from the
boat.
scene.
Yeah, to the boat.
And mostly
Or
either
Lupita.
on the boat or Lupita.
Mm-hmm.
Which it kind of unbalances the idea behind it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It just throws off everything off course when I see that, especially if you're a hardcore horror movie fan.
Yeah.
Or hardcore alien invasion type.
Yes. Yes.
You don't
And I
get that
wanted
feel,
that.
you know what I mean?
I wanted that. I wanted that. But
so you know,
it's a mixed bag. So what are you gonna give it?
for this, to me, the story was great. I will give the story a good 7.
That's not a great score, but okay.
A good 7. Good 7. And you know, my mind is twisted in terms of trying to ignore the good script about it.
Yeah.
But go with what I wanted, and I don't want to do that.
I think
You get what
we
I'm
have to
saying?
rate it on how it's presented. So let's
yeah.
rate it on how it's presented.
Yeah. So
Not what we want
basically-
from it.
Yeah. So basically, I'll give it a 7, just for the story. The story critique was basically a 7 for me.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm actually gonna go a little bit lower. I really did like this movie, but it's not what I wanted, and it's not how it was presented. And because you should have a day one and should be bombastic, and it was not, I'm actually gonna give it a 6.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Oh, the acting was top tier.
Yeah.
The acting was
Lupita,
top tier.
bring it.
Nah,
You're not gonna go
all
wrong
of them.
with Lupita.
All of them. All of them. No, don't get me wrong. Lupita, Queen Lupita.
You are
okay?
not gonna go wrong with Lupita.
But
yeah.
all of them, the acting was top tier, including there's a sequence where a guy is following a freaking cat, and I would have been like, "Fuck that cat, okay? That cat could die." You know that cat was on code though.
Yeah, man.
The cat survived
The cat was well
the
trained, bro.
entire time, and I was like, I ain't mad at that, but I am mad at that because it's a fucking cat. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I would've-
exactly.
Between that and Patsy's, like, I had a friend tell me that, you know what, Patsy's not that great. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know, to be completely honest with you. Leave in the comments if you do know about Patsy's or whatever. I do not really know. But I still would not be going and raising my life for some damn pizza.
I have
I'm a
to
fat
give-
girl, but still.
I have to give the props to Lupita because her appearance in the movie had me thinking truthfully to myself that she was literally sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, God damn, why she look like that?
And it was
But she
hospice
played it
sick.
off so good. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And
Yes.
I definitely give a big props for that because of how she executed that acting role as a cancer survivor, but a person who has cancer.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
she was not
was
only
really good.
sick, she was terminally sick, she was hospice sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so like
She was on
any
the verge.
day now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think to go backwards, to go forwards, I just really wish that they did not anchor her personal story for that
this,
story.
Yeah, I think with that it kind of puts you in an emotional state more than of a state of fear, being the situation that's going on around you.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
I agree.
yeah. So for the acting, I give Lupita a good 8 out of good. No, I want to give her a 9, just because of how I literally believe that she was sick in real life.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
would say not only Lupita, but just the whole cast. They did a bang up job. I'm gonna also give it a 9.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the action scenes, as you know, it was limited,
Yes.
but to what it is, in various aspects of the movie, it was worth it.
Yes.
One of the scenes that kind of grabbed me was when the first attack started, and they were in the bus and everything just became chaos.
Oh, okay.
afterwards.
Okay.
Another scene was when they were in the subway and under the water and shit.
Okay.
That was pretty good. Also, the scene where the helicopter was passing over the city. And you see a whole bunch of aliens just running on the buildings
Yep.
and shit. That shit,
Yep.
that shit grossed me the fuck out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And as I said, this movie never brought much action to what I wanted.
I wanted you to say the theater.
Yeah, the theater. Yeah. I mean,
when it's coming and then they realize that sound is what happened because he's just staring right at dude.
you know what? And that scene felt like Aliens.
Hell no.
Nah, it felt like Aliens with the face towards the human face.
I get you, but the reason why I'm gonna say an emphatic hell no is because if it was aliens, that kid would already be dead because they can see him.
I know that, but I'm just talking about the profile of that.
I get you.
You get what I'm saying?
But
it kind of, and he has to be really quiet. But yeah, I get it. But just I think on a wide scale basis, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more attacks. I wanted to see more surprises. Mm-hmm. People be in a certain situation and they're trying to get out. They're trying to leave that situation, but it's like you have to be like on the edge of your seat, or you'll be like, run, or whatever.
Yeah.
I've not gotten that. The only scene that I've gotten was the scene they were there in the subway and they were trying to swim away from the one that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
You know what I mean?
And
so
we're gonna still call back to the queen and how big she was big, okay, and how dude was trying to get the cat, and I'm just like, leave that cat behind. But the way that they shot it and the way that it was executed, I was waiting for the okay, where is the fuck up? And the fact that it never happened, but the way that they did it was very masterful. Yeah. So I felt that tension and I felt that, but yeah, I wanted to see more bombastic shit.
Yeah,
I really
wanted to
did.
see more action. So for me, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 because I agree with you, but at least I enjoyed what I saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So as I stated earlier that the visual effects was pretty good.
Yeah.
That scene that you liked with the alien, that was pretty good. Just to see a close-up reaction or a close-up feature of the alien itself.
I was scared.
One of the things that kind of grossed me out actually was when their heads like fluttering.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see like the inside of their actual body.
Yeah.
That shit looks crazy. And I like the visual effects of that. Also that scene where the helicopter was going over the city and was doing a lot of announcements. You see a whole bunch of aliens running over buildings.
Like
I'm
a
like,
stampede.
yo,
It was crazy.
It
was crazy.
Insane.
It was crazy.
The visual effects for that was wonderful. I wish they had more. I wish they had more stuff in terms of visual effects that you could like literally compare with even the last two Quiet Places. You didn't see that much, but to what it is, it did well.
You know what they could have put in, and I know it's not a visual effect, but I think it's still a sound effect, which is why I'm gonna say it. They could have put in more glass on the ground. It was very unrealistic for the amount of shit that was supposed to be littered, especially on a day one invasion like that, that there was not enough glass on the ground for them to walk around and for that to have intentional tension. So I feel like even that small thing they should have put in there, and that sound mixing would have even been more of a draw in. But yeah, I mean, listen, we consistent on the shit that we talking about.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I'm not gonna sit up here and re-say what you said.
Yeah, because for me, the visual effects I can definitely give the visual effects a good 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Let's drop it at 8 out of 10.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, the movie was as I say, it wasn't what I expected, but it did do some due diligence with the franchise itself. I was hoping for something more dramatic, something more scary.
I'm about to say it was dramatic.
It was, but not to that though. It was.
You mean dramatic, like in an action form?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
What I mean?
That's fair.
It was, and fine. I mean, Lupita is a great actor, and her story. It's like it takes away from the whole idea of the Quiet Place movie and centralize it with Sam. her character. Being that she's terminally ill and everything, I think it took away from what the movie was about and focused it too much on her. Fine, I get it, but this is A Quiet Place. We want to see, and it's called Day One, so we want to see.
Thank you, because I was about to say, okay.
We want to see something that represents
Day One.
You
yes,
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I didn't get that. I didn't get that feel. I was more focused on. I was more heartfelt focused on her, Lupita's character.
Yeah.
Being that she's terminally ill and she's trying to get to this particular place that kind of brings warmth to her heart before she leaves. And I get it. I get it. But this is not what I wanted. For me, overall, I would give this movie a 6, 7. I'm going to put it at 7. Just because the movie is still good. It's still a good movie, but it's just not what I wanted.
I agree. 7.5.
7.5.
I don't think it's a 70, but I do think it's a 75. I know that that's not that much difference, but it's to me.